This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
And we should really add, and cheap lollies from the Red Dot shop. Wonderful, lots of sweets coming up on the show today. Hello Australia, hello New Zealand, check out what's on the show. On the show today, Cameron Lynch comes in to talk about Godzilla and other things, great movies, I can't wait. Vanessa Jean is a new talent, she's coming in to do some raw cooking for us, can't wait for that. We talked to Phillip Walley-Stack, great musician and Indigenous as well. And Spin It to Win It is back with a fantastic Queensland viewer playing the wheel. We have got such a big show, episode 481 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
Oh, it's so nice to be in our brand new studio here inside in Leederville. And Miro Pilgrim is our director today. Ben's in sound and Brendan and Craig are in there as well. Big show. We've got Cameron Lynch back.
Yes, you do.
We're going to go straight into it today. No music.
No
unless
music.
you want to see me tap dance.
Yeah, I actually do.
You
So
do?
go
Okay,
ahead.
hang on a sec. You don't have to catch this one. I'll see if I can get up. I don't know why. I feel like a stupid, look like a hyena, but that's okay.
Fred Astaire, more like Fred fall down a stair.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
many
very
people
good.
probably stared. Cameron, what's happening in movies?
Movies, we have some fantastic movies coming out. This May is very, very full of very big action blockbuster movies. The first of which is X-Men Days of Future Past. This has been in production for quite a long time. It's the 7th installment of the Fox-produced Marvel-owned, but not Marvel Studios.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
Wolverine, is
Yes.
that part of the X-Men? Because he was one of the X-Men, wasn't he?
Yes. So
people-
Wolverine's part of the X-Men story or source material, but like things like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk
They're
and
all
Avengers.
spin-offs?
They're all part of the Marvel universe as well, but they're owned by Marvel Studios.
Okay.
So the quality and the difference between the two films, that's where it lies. Basically.
Where does Wonder
So,
Woman come into it?
Wonder Woman's DC, and apparently she's going to be part of
DC?
Yeah, the
Since when?
DC Comics since
Oh,
always.
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me something we didn't know.
She hasn't been to the health clinic, so basically she'll be part of the Justice League movie,
Okay.
which they've announced. And blah blah blah.
Oh, really?
Whether it actually happens or not is another
Awesome.
thing.
I
So,
love
yes.
Wonder Woman.
Exactly. So anyway,
Sorry.
X-Men Days of Future Past. That's all right. It's the 7th installment. At the moment, they're batting sort of 50-50. About 3 X-Men movies are good and worth seeing, and the other 3 are pretty horrible. So this one is sort of the next big installment. So it's kind of like Star Wars. People are really big in anticipation to see how it's going to go. Essentially, the X-Men, as we know it, have traveled back into the past to meet their younger selves that we met in X-Men First Class to sort of help stop the Sentinels being created, which are giant robots used to destroy mutants. Bolivar Trask, played by Peter Dinklage, is the creator of the Sentinels, very capable in that. And of course, it brings back all of the original characters from the whole
Why do you
franchise.
think they're so popular? Why do you think the franchise is so popular?
It's the whole comic book thing. Comic book
People that
movies
grew up in
are
our era?
huge at the moment. Yeah, that too as well. And I think with the action and things like that as well is very, very big deal. A lot of people aren't too happy with it based on the source material from Chris Claremont back in the 1970s, and with the X-Men Apocalypse movie coming out shortly in 2016 and the Wolverine 3 movie. How much can this really sort of mess with the continuity? Who knows? It's up to anyone else. You could take it for what it is, which is a big action blockbuster, and it looks pretty good from the preview, so let's have a look now.
Professor?
You're gonna find this hard to believe.
I was sent here for you.
From the future?
50 years from now.
Could you give me that one more time, please?
Stay with me.
In the beginning, the Sentinels were just targeting mutants. Then they began targeting everyone. I've come a long way to guide us, to bring us together. The X-Men. We need your help.
Tell whoever it was that sent you that I'm busy.
The person who sent me was you.
It's going to take all of us to end this war.
Your beast?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty strong for a scrawny kid.
Charles. Good to see you too, old friend.
This is gonna be fun.
need a new weapon for this war.
Everything that happens now is in your hands.
In the future.
Do I make it?
No.
Hugh doing another great job there, Hugh Jackman.
An aging Hugh Jackman, but he's still looking good as Wolverine. So that's in cinemas on the 22nd of May. Next up, we have the biggest, most terrifying monster of them all, Godzilla.
Oh, this looks good.
Godzilla, as he's known to his native Japan. This is his 32nd big screen outing, so he's had quite a few movies racked up, and his, I think, fourth, if you count the retranslations from the 1980s, American outing. Essentially, it's a tale of... this one's actually really good. It harkens back to the original 1954 Godzilla.
A lot of special effects?
A lot of special effects. The original 1954 Godzilla by Ishiro Honda was basically made not so much as a monster mash movie, but a paradigm for the nuclear threat. Obviously, what happened in Japan in World War II and the fear they had with nuclear violence, and also that man can control nature. And that's pretty much the biggest overarching theme in this particular one. So this one stars Bryan Cranston, fantastic actor, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, and Ken Watanabe. I think this looks amazing. This is, huge special effects, very big budget, and it's in the vein of how Godzilla should be. If anything that can make us forget about the Roland Emmerich, Dean Devlin 1998 version with Matthew Broderick, which was one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life, this will be a good thing. Very much looking forward to this. Let's take a look. It's Godzilla.
Okay.
So did you see Bryan Cranston there?
Is that the new one?
That's the new. No, it's not. It's the guys are having a.
Hang on, I'm just hearing through my earpiece. Oh, okay, we had a technical problem. Let's have a look at the real trailer.
Okay,
Here it is.
good.
Here's the real one.
I want to talk to somebody in charge. You are not fooling anybody when you say that what happened was a natural disaster. You're lying. It was not an earthquake. It wasn't a typhoon. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there. And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age. God help us all.
In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it. The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control. And not the other way around.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
Just a touch, yes. That's out on the 15th of May. Sorry, I'm over here. That's out on the 15th of May. I forgot to mention it's also directed by an up-and-coming director called Gareth Edwards, who worked on a movie called Monsters, which is very good. You check out. And it's also co-written by Frank Darabont, who's known for the Walking Dead TV show. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes. I can't wait to see it. It looks awesome. So.
It does look good.
Another big film that's coming out is Maleficent. Disney's arch villain from The Sleeping Beauty, and if anyone's played the Kingdom Hearts RPG games on multiple platforms. She's also an arch-villain from that. She's played by Angelina Jolie in this live-action adaptation, and also stars Charlotte Copley. It looks very good. I'm a little confused as to why they've decided to sandwich something that seems more like sort of school holiday fare between all these sort of big budget movies, basically. So Jolie looks great as the lead role. It's more of an origin story, so kind of like we know what Maleficent's sort of story is from Sleeping Beauty and beyond, but what was her backstory sort of thing. So it's an interesting take, and it's directed by, the name of the gentleman escapes me, but he was a production manager on Oz the Great and Powerful, which again was kind of an Oz, Wizard of Oz origin story, and also Alice in Wonderland. And it shows definitely in this trailer. So it looks beautifully filmed, but I guess the proof will be in the pudding. Let's check it out. This is Maleficent.
Well, well. I shall bestow a gift on the child. Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will fall into a sleep like death. Curious little beastie. Bring her to me.
I know you're there. Don't be afraid.
I am not afraid.
Then come out.
Then you'll be afraid.
All the other fairies fly. Why don't you?
I had wings once. They were strong, but they were stolen from me. There is evil in this world. Hatred and revenge.
Bring me her head.
I call on those who live in the shadows. Fight with me now!
Is it true? Are you Maleficent?
Maleficent.
Hot start for Maleficent is in cinemas on the 29th of May, so we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it's going to be good, because these live-action sort of Disney adaptations or the storybook adaptations haven't been too great, so this one, fingers crossed, will be good. So we've been through mutants, we've been through giant monsters, we've been through scheming witches, we've left the biggest giant monster of all. Jon Favreau stars and directs and writes and produces in Chef, which is a very, it's out now actually, so it's getting quite a few. Yes, and you saw it yourself. What did you think of it?
I saw it at Greater Union last week, and I tell you what, they set it up beautifully. We had taco van, we had ice cream vans, we had pizza vans at the front of Greater Union or Event Cinema, ice creams, thank you Tony, homemade ice cream from Italy, Coca-Cola to refresh us. So they set it all up really good, and then when we went into the cinema, they also had cupcakes, because it's all about food, this movie. And I tell you what, you sit there watching this, Cameron, and throughout the whole movie you're starving.
Yeah.
And the food is just incredible. It's funny, it's witty, it's morally great. It's also got a feel-good theme to it, and I think people are going to love it.
The only thing that sounds like was missing from that that opening night was my invite, Fred.
And there was no, and I don't think there was any sex in that either.
No.
So the only sex was after the movie.
That will get a much larger reception, I think. But basically, yeah, he's self-produced this. It's basically about a chef from Miami who tries to make it big in LA. He fails, unfortunately, not really a spoiler, and then decides to make a food truck called El Jefe Cubano and travel around America seeking success. For something that could have been such a by-the-numbers production and turned out another piece of poo, he's actually gone a different route, and he's tapped into that whole people like to take photos of their food, and thanks to MasterChef, for some reason
we got a lot of Twitter.
A lot of emotional attachment to food and things like that. So he's gone a very smart route here.
And can I just add to it, I think the reason why it's going to be so popular is because it brings us back to an idea of simplicity. Like, you would never think anyone would ever go back to having a food van, especially how we are these days. So I think it's just incredible to see something simple work again.
Yeah, he's obviously brought in his friends Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson from the Iron Man series, and also John Leguizamo and Sofia Vergara starring as well. Dustin Hoffman's in there as well. Yeah, so a cavalcade of stars. It's very strong. It's rating 92% at the moment. It's the fresh taste for the season. It's Chef. Let's have a look.
madness, huh?
There's carne asada. Check it out.
Wow. Chef Big Dog up all night cooking. Shut up and taste this, a mousse douche. Come here. Look at that.
You like it?
Yeah.
We're gonna cook like this.
We're being reviewed by the most important critic in the city.
Now suddenly you're going to be an artist. Well, be an artist on your own time. It's my restaurant.
The kitchen is my domain. That was our deal.
The deal has now changed. Either you stay or you go.
So you're threatening to fire me now?
No, I'm telling you what I'm prepared to do if you don't cook my menu.
It's up. The review's out. His dramatic weight gain can only be explained by the fact that he must be eating all the food sent back to the kitchen.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't do it. What are you writing?
Chef, don't. That's not a good idea.
Just listen. I won't send it until we all say it's okay. Why don't you come by again tonight? I got a whole new menu just for you, asshole.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Don't do it. That's out there now, bro.
It happens.
Why would you do
You
that?
can't take that back.
You're never going to be happy cooking for someone else.
Food truck's a great idea. We're talking about a white-on-white 88 Chevy Grumman food truck. It's a blank canvas for your dreams. I'm gonna have them pull it around.
Thank you.
Don't thank me till you see it.
I get to touch people's lives with what I do, and I love it. And I want to share this with you.
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm putting a little cornstarch on my huevos, man. It's too humid down here.
Dad, wake up. Mom's putting cornstarch on his balls.
Want some? It's like baby powder. It's nice, right?
Nice.
Very good movie. I loved it. I urge everybody to go out and support it. It's probably the best movie I've seen this year, and in today's society, I think it's nice to do something simple and it works and it's just good to watch.
The official spread stamp of approval for that movie. Yeah. Excellent. Let's get into the top fives for New Zealand and Australia at the moment.
Let's have a look at them, and let's have a look at number 5 as they stand today.
So Australian, number 5, Transcendence.
Number 4.
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Number 3.
The Lego Movie.
At number 2.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Rise of Electro.
And at number 1 around Australia is...
The Other Woman.
Let's have a look at the top 5s for New Zealand for our good friends over at Face TV. At number 5.
Divergent.
At number 4.
The Other Woman.
Number 3.
Rio 2.
At number 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And at number 1.
The Lego Movie.
Thank you very much to Cameron Lynch for being in today. They're the way the top 5s are. That's movies for this week. I forgot to say it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to your mum. Happy Mother's Day to my mum. Hope you're having a nice day out there. We'll be back with more of The Couch after this. Thanks, Cameron.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference. TasteBudds Cooking Studio hope you enjoy the following fresh and local.
Welcome to another Fresh and Local. Thanks to TasteBudds Cooking School, tastebuds.com.au. It's not Sophie Budd in here today, but Vanessa Jean. Welcome.
Hi, Fred. Thank you.
Now, I've got to get it right. You're from Food Alchemy.
Yes, I am.
Tell us what that is.
So Food Alchemy is me living my passion and sharing it with the world. So it's bringing good, alive, seasonal food, nourishing organic food to people's lives.
So why do we need to bring this to people's lives?
Because otherwise we're eating dead food.
So you're saying we're eating crap?
We're eating crap.
So why is your food any different, the food you prepare?
Because I'm providing food straight from Mother Earth that is in season, that our bodies are ready to consume and digest, that's full of vibrancy and full of colour.
And for those people who say the flavour is not there...
Rubbish!
Because so many people think if it's not cooked, or if it's not cooked above 90 degrees or overcooked, then it can't be eaten. But you're telling me it can be?
Absolutely it can. It's alive, it's vibrant, it's full of enzymes. And what happens is if you learn to prepare it properly, so you're soaking your nuts, you're sprouting...
Well, I've been known to soak my nuts before, can I just say? That sounds very inviting. But we're talking about almonds, aren't we? And nuts,
we're talking about almonds,
just
cashews,
in case people out there are wondering what we're
peanuts.
talking about. No, but it's really important that people understand there is good food out there and it tastes really good, but it doesn't mean it's the conventional way of cooking.
No, that's right.
At Food Alchemy,
yes,
what do you do?
So we take people on retreats and we bring all of this nourishing food into their lives, and we do that in different ways. We cook food, whole food cooking. with beautiful
What is
raw
whole food?
foods.
Tell us what whole food
Whole
is.
foods are your basically imagine going back to old times where we just had what was available to us, what was grown.
So you mean in the
at
garden?
Yep, in the garden, as well as your beautiful grains, pulses, so your legumes, nuts, seeds.
So that's what whole foods means?
Absolutely.
And
Whole
raw
food is real food, and raw food is not taking it above 37 degrees or 40 degrees.
Why
actually.
do we cook things above that?
Well, I think
Is
it
it a
was.
habit?
I think the habit was created, and a lot of this happened post-war. You know, we had nothing around us, and if all we had was a spud and 2 onions, then that made a soup. And we made a broth that would last and last, and just throw in the next turnip or the next thing to it. You see?
So for something different, they need to come and see you at Alchemy.
Yeah, they can
Food
come and see me
Alchemy.
at Food Alchemy.
Now they can check you out on the website, which is of
They
course
can.
foodalchemy.com.au. What are we doing today? More
Today
interesting.
we are making raw fudge,
Yum.
and this fudge, Fred, is so good for you. It's medicinal.
Well, you know, I'm
actually.
going to be, on behalf of all the people watching this, I'm going to have to be the test dummy again. But I'm happy. Can we run through the ingredients?
Yes, let's.
Okay, let's go over to camera Nin. And we've got Nin here on camera 3. These are nuts, are they? Almonds?
These are almonds.
These are the ones we're talking about soaking. What have we got here?
This is beautiful ground vanilla.
Yep. As opposed to?
So this is the whole vanilla pod
okay.
that's been ground and
There
made
you go.
into a beautiful powder.
This
or
is
you
the
can
ground one.
split that open and use that. And this is the piece de résistance. This is raw cacao.
The cocoa.
Yeah, not cocoa, cacao.
Cacao. I've got to say what, cacao.
Yes. And this is a beautiful medicinal honey, a jarrah honey from Western Australia.
Beautiful. And this one here?
A beautiful, clean and clear coconut oil.
Okay, and you did show us the
Yes,
vanilla
that's
bean.
our beautiful vanilla bean.
And what have we got here?
pod. Celtic sea salt.
Okay, where do you get that from? The Celtic Sea or?
Yeah. This is pure salt from the sea, and you can see that it's a
Yeah.
grey
So
blue
you
in
can
colour,
buy
not
that at a
bleached white.
supermarket.
Yeah, you can
And
buy
that
it
one
at
there?
health food shops, organic shops. This is ground cinnamon.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get straight into it. What do
Let's
we need
get
to do?
into it.
Now, you're using the Thermomix,
I
see.
sure
Do you do a
am.
lot of raw cooking in that?
Raw food, yes, I do. I do all of my raw
Why
food
is
in
Thermomix
this.
so popular? Because I've used it and I think they're wonderful. I
Yeah.
made custard in mine.
Yeah, you can, well, that's right. With custard, you can set the
7
temperature and you
minutes.
can cook. That's right. With raw food, it has a really strong blade, Fred.
Mm.
So it's basically, you'll see how quickly it grinds
Oh.
these nuts. Shall I show you?
Yes,
I'll
let's
show
tell
you
me what
why
you
I
want
use
and
a
I'll pass
Thermomix.
everything to you.
Pass me the soaked almonds.
Yes, boss.
So
Okay.
what we have here are
There you go.
soaked almonds, and then I have dehydrated them, which is basically activating them with some sea salt, Celtic
Okay.
sea salt.
What does
and
that
that
do?
makes it bioavailable because all nuts and seeds have enzyme inhibitors,
Yep.
which means
Okay.
we can't access them.
What else
and
would
now
you
we've
like?
made them accessible. That's it for now.
Oh, we've got to grind
And
them.
I'll show you why I love
All
the
right.
Thermomix.
Go for it.
Watch this.
Here we go.
So 2
I love it because
seconds.
it's so noisy and the audio people love
2
it.
seconds, and we're just
Can
starting
I just
to break
show?
it down.
Alan wants to have a look at it.
Yep.
So I'm going to show
just,
Alan.
Just the start of the
There you
breaking
go,
down.
Have a look at that. How good is that? That's only like a couple of seconds, isn't it?
2. Yep.
And they're really easy to use. And the most important thing I found out about Thermomixes, don't turn them on if the lid's not on.
No. You
Very
can't.
important.
It'll
It
lock
won't work.
in.
Yep.
So it won't work. But
All
if
right.
that's off and you've got a smoothie.
Well, let's put in the rest of the ingredients because I know
Pass
we're
me
running
the
out of time.
cacao, please.
That's that one there?
Yes,
Beautiful.
it is. So this is very simple. All you need is some activated almonds,
Yep.
1 cup of cacao.
Beautiful.
And then we need the honey and the coconut oil, please.
I'll open that.
Coconut oil first, if we can.
Coconut oil, that
Yep.
one there.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going
How
to
much
pour
of
the
that?
coconut oil in first.
Are there measurements with this?
It's a cup, and a cup.
Oh, easy. A cup,
Yep,
a cup.
so
So
this
if you
is-
miss out, cup.
So you want to make sure your coconut oil is liquefied, and you
Beautiful.
can just set it in some hot water, just in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a TA36 jarrah honey
Lovely.
from down south.
And do you do
Melissa.
classes at TasteBudds as well, do you?
I do.
How
It's my
often?
favourite place. Every term, so we work in the school terms.
Yep.
And
And are
this
they
next
adult
term coming
classes?
up, I have 3. Yes, they're adult classes.
Do we need anything else?
Now we need the salt and the cinnamon. So
There you
cinnamon
go.
is fantastic
So if
for
we want to
regulating
do the
blood sugar
classes,
levels.
with the classes, how do they work? Do they just register online? Or?
They do, straight, and a pinch of salt for the mineral content.
So you were
Yes,
saying-
they just go straight to tastebuds.com.au and they'll see the raw food, whole food section.
Yep.
And Sophie's got loads of great classes. But that's it, that's how they're booked.
You don't
now,
need any
pass
cinnamon?
me the vanilla, the ground vanilla,
Oh, yes,
please.
okay, that one there.
We're
Do we
getting
actually use that
cheap
one?
today. Yes,
That's
we're
beautiful.
not. Yeah, not today though, because I want them ground and ready. I'm going to be
Fair enough, so
lazy.
you're cheating.
I'm cheating. But this is superb.
So what gives it the wetness? Is that just the coconut oil?
Yes, and the honey.
And the honey,
So that's
okay.
your moisture.
So how long do we turn these on for?
So I'll show you. We just want to
Here we go, here comes the noise.
mix it all up.
How
Okay,
quick
so
was
that
that?
was 4 seconds.
I'm going to have a look in your Thermomix here.
Yeah.
What we need to do, just to
Straight
show for
down the
camera,
sides.
I'll get Alan to come over. Come on over, Alan. You can actually poke your head in there. We'll get Alan's camera to come and have a look. There you go, Alan. Can you see that one? Look at that. Look at that. I'll keep my That looks easy enough to eat. You wouldn't scull that. Like Nutella.
You
All
might
right.
need to dip your finger in and make sure all the flavours are balanced, Fred.
Okay. I don't like double dipping, but I would.
So this fudge actually is so good for you. It's medicinal fudge. The honey and the coconut oil combined with the cacao make this incredible medicine in one of the most divine raw desserts.
Okay.
So you can set it in something like this. You can set it in something like this.
So you can use your own dish. It doesn't matter which
It does.
one you use.
It
I'll
needs
put
to
that-
set in the fridge.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll stay like a beautiful gooey fudge, which could be just divine.
And you've got one of these things to scoop it out if you
We
want.
do.
There you go.
So let's just get all of that.
So that took
goodness
about
out.
5 minutes.
Yeah, not
Very
even.
quick and easy.
And we were talking and all that.
How long does that need to stay before it sets?
Well, depending on your fridge, but a couple of hours in the fridge and it will set nice and hard.
Maybe just eat those.
Now, this is so good for you that if you're feeling unwell, you can have it. The coconut oil and honey are antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, so it's going to kill any infection that's going on. And cacao is one of the greatest medicines. We have 3 amazing medicine from Mother Earth right here, right now. And that's the fudge.
Hold that
And
thought.
will
I'm going to
set-
go and get one we
Oh.
prepared earlier
Oh,
on.
yes, let's do
From
that.
the make-do fridge oven. Now, this has been in the fridge, hasn't it?
This
How-
has.
I've got it there. I'm going to pop it in here on the table.
And
So
it melts very
There
quickly,
you go.
so that's why we had it set aside. So
that looks pretty good. You've
you
just
can
moved it. The
see-
camera's just looking at it,
Sorry,
but that's okay.
you can you can see all the
Would-
yummy
I'm gonna
nuts
try
in there.
some.
Yeah, you better.
And this is good for diabetics?
This is great as well. I mean, if it depends on their diabetes. So if they can't have honey, you could do something like a coconut syrup in there. And we only put, because I've used the Jarrah honey, we only put half a cup of honey
Give
in
me
this one.
diabetes every day. That is beautiful. Are you saying that becomes that?
Yes.
Keep that for later.
This yummy fudge becomes this yummy.
I've got to say,
set fudge.
that is one of the most beautiful chocolate I've ever tried. I'm being serious. I'm
you.
going to eat the whole lot. If people want more information about TasteBudds, it is, of course, tastebuds.com.au or foodalchemy.com.au. It is on the screen right now. Or you can check out our website, thecouch.com.au. If you missed all the details, you can watch the clip again. Thank you, Vanessa, for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
And I look forward to talking to you again about Food Alchemy.
Thanks. I look forward to sharing with you.
And if you want more information about The Couch, this is where you get it.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au.
I never thought I'd like raw chocolate, but can I say, honestly and genuinely, I loved it. Very expensive, but incredibly great taste. So raw food isn't all that bad. Take it from me, man that knows all his food. Okay, I also know WA Today, they do a great job. Fairfax is one of the best independent newspapers online that you can possibly get, not because I've worked there at 6PR, but also because I know a lot of the people that work there, and they're amazing people. Just like our presenter here at The Couch, Candice is back, Candice Barnes, from Lifestyle and Leisure to The Couch.
Lifestyle and entertainment at WA Today. You're talking me up a little bit, but I'll take that. It's really nice
Candice,
of
how
you.
long have you been at WA Today now?
By the time our viewers at home see this, it'll be around 3 weeks.
Are you enjoying it? Because I know you've been a newsreader, a weather person, a producer.
I've been
at
around.
How does this change?
Well, this is a completely new sort of role for me. I'm doing online for the first time, and then, of course, being in the same building as 6PR, Radio 6PR, doing a lot of cool synergies there in the entertainment and lifestyle round. I like to think I'm the Minister for Fun. So.
And how do people get a hold of your stories? They go to the website?
Yeah, www.watoday, there's a lot of W's there, .com.au. Check out the entertainment and lifestyle round, but we're also syndicated around the country. So for those of you in the eastern states, the other Fairfax brands, including Sydney Morning Herald, and your local websites.
They're all on there anyway.
Yeah, you dig deep enough, you might see some of my stuff.
You've got another WA legend sitting right next to you, Phillip Walley-Stack.
I do. Thanks very much for being with us, Phil. I hadn't been 100% aware of everything that you had going on, but in our brief chat before, wow, mind-blowing. I've seen the stills and the YouTube video from your show Strong, which brings in so many different entertainment elements. For the people at home who haven't seen it, what's it all about?
Well, first, hello. How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing, Fred?
I'm doing really, really well. So we can switch to that camera because the camera's actually still there. See, I'm live.
Oh, there we go.
So there you go. I'm doing really well.
No smoke and mirrors here.
No, everything's like I'm sucking in my guts to try and look skinny on TV.
Can I just give you a bit
of
advice? Don't bother. 12 years of sucking doesn't work in anything.
Or should I push?
I just let it all out, to be
We'll
quite
try
honest.
the raw food from the previous segment, see how we go.
Can I tell you a very quick story? My director yesterday, Liam, said to me, Fred, I'm trying to run around the block now because I want to lose a bit of weight. So he lifted his shirt up and he had like a little stomach. And I said, you reckon that's big? I said, have a look at this. I lifted and I think Liam's still on the floor in the control room.
Oh, no.
All depends how big his block is as well.
Well, I don't
He might live on a farm.
I think it was the belly button that got him. Anyway, I'll leave you to Candice.
Well, we all want to be strong.
What was the question?
We all want to be fit and strong. Let's try and find a segue here. And the show is called Strong. What inspired the name of the show and what's it all about?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you imagine Broadway meets Aboriginal culture, that's what I do. I got inspired by live TV. I got inspired by a live Broadway show that I went and saw in New York City, and I walked out of there and I thought, we need to do something like that with Aboriginal culture. And my wife, being my wife, was very supportive, said, go on then. So a few years later, here we are. We performed it a couple of years ago here in Perth at the Octagon Theatre at UWA, and we sold it out. So from there, we've been doing quite a lot. Yeah, we've been doing a bit over in America. We've done some stuff in France, and we've been to Berlin and to Asia as well. So.
Cool.
Yeah,
we're just seeing some of the shots from the show now. You've got some incredible people in your team. Obviously, a great talent yourself in
my
being
son as well.
Yeah, your son.
Yeah.
You're a singer, dancer, actor, pantomime, comic, filmmaker, all sorts of things. But you've also, you've recruited some incredible people for your crew. Your costume designer has a fairly impressive resume as well.
I've been really lucky, and I think I've been really lucky because I made a lot of changes in my life. I was in the party scene a lot, and I was going nowhere fast. I started cutting out a lot of bad stuff in my life, and started changing who I hang around with. I do a lot of talks to a lot of schools and a lot of community groups about being a role model and about how you go about changing your life for the better. So I talk about it's not about what you do, and it's about what you're not doing in your life to be able to step forward. And so I cut out a lot of bad stuff in my life to do with alcohol and cigarettes and things like that. And amazingly, just from doing that sort of thing and staying positive things and positive people come into your life. And I've been very fortunate to have people like that. It's just been from one step to another, like with my costume design lady, Sherry Hewson, who's amazing with costumes, who's worked all over the world and has shows at the moment on West End London and Broadway New York, and off-Broadway shows as well. She's worked with people like Cirque du Soleil and Disney. Wow. My lighting designer, who's become like my best friend now, Tim Bradsmith, who's well known right across the world and worked in over 110 countries. With Joe Cocker, Rolling Stones, Michael Jackson, and he's with me every day working on my image and my songs. People like, finally I want to make special thank you to Mal Luca, who Malcolm is based here in Perth, and he records orchestras for movies. His last movie that he did was for the Denzel Washington new movie coming out. and he works with me on my music and my image and stuff. So.
But you're not just doing this for yourself, you know, you've embraced culture, you've embraced your passion for entertainment, but you're also sharing that with some other younger people from Western Australia as well.
Yeah, for sure. One thing that I'm very passionate about, and before I even started doing Strong, I did a lot of community shows in schools and talks and working a lot with like the Department of Child Protection. I have the opportunity to take groups across to America every year. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to involve a school group and say to a school, look, I've got this opportunity, we could take some kids over, but we need a fundraise to get their travel and things like that. So we're working with PLC, the Presbyterian Ladies College. I practiced that on the way.
Very good. I'm about to say, you nailed that first go.
The Presbyterian, no, see.
Can I ask you to say it again for us?
Presbyterian Ladies College.
Oh, you got it right the second time.
Yeah. He's got it.
Okay, we'll try and get you the third time.
Other time I say, you know the school down the road?
Yeah, that's the one.
And no boys go.
So those 8 girls are coming with you?
So those 8 girls come with me. Those girls are from remote communities right through the Kimberleys. And they're all down here on a school scholarship. And the lady, Tracy Walker, who runs the program there, she just jumps right on board with it. And part of it all is their community up north got behind them, so they started donating paintings, what the community did, that we can auction off. We got a concert coming up where we can raise money for the girls as well, but they're excited. A lot of them never been overseas before, they're getting their passport for the first time. But by doing something like this, it's not only getting those guys to go out and have a look at the world and show what else is out there, but it also builds leaders and ambassadors in their own community back here in Australia, which we need.
We're going to see you in just a couple of moments later in the show. What's the name of the song you'll be performing for us?
On the Rock.
On the Rock. But
On
if
the
you
Rock.
can't wait that long, you can also visit the website. What's the website there, Phil?
Yeah, if you just go to Walley-Stack.com, there it is on the screen now.
Magic of television.
So yeah, when you had a job, Fred, I'll take your spot.
I think that's already happened for some reason.
But of course, if you know, didn't get that website done, you don't have a pen and paper, you can of course always go to our website, which is www.thecouch.com.au and catch up with what Phil's up to and what the rest of our guests are up to as well. For the moment, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much. And it's always nice to have a guest that you have a bit of fun with as well. And he's such a great Australian. I wish he was the Prime Minister, because I reckon he wouldn't be cutting back everything if he was the Prime Minister. But that might be your next job. When you get the, what was that word again? Presbyterian? Mm-hmm. Gee, I got it right as well. I'm amazed I got it right. Thank you to Candice from WA Today. Candice will be back later to talk Radio Lollipop, so please stay tuned for that. We'll take a break because we've gone a little bit over time, and we'll be back with more of this fantastic couch from Perth side after this. Well done. Thank you.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Welcome back to The Couch here on Aurora Television. I was just going to sing, well, I will sing now that I've said it. Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, la lollipop, lollipop, lollipop. It doesn't work when you're the only one singing, does it? Candice Barnes, welcome back.
Thanks,
Do you
nice to
remember
be
that
here. Not from, being played on the radio.
It's probably the way I say it.
I know the song well. I know the song you're talking about. It's the
Do you know why we're talking about Lollipop?
Well, because of this wonderful lady we have sitting beside me, Sarah Pendal from Radio Lollipop. They do wonderful things, but if you do listen to Radio Lollipop, if you have been in a position where you've been needed to be entertained in hospitals, you might know her as Wiki DJ Cesarlicious. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here today to talk about Radio Lollipop, what they do in the community, and they're well known here in Perth and Western Australia, but Radio Lollipop also has a presence over east, don't they?
Yes, we do. We're fortunate enough to actually have a couple of stations over there, namely in Brisbane, Melbourne and around the Gold Coast area.
And Melbourne is brand spanking new, the newest one in the world.
Yes, it is. They've been around for about 8 months now, I want to say, so that's very exciting for us to see them get up and going.
But been here in Perth for many, many years. You were telling me several decades.
Yes, we've been here. Next year will be our 30th anniversary, so it's 29 years this year.
Wow, that's huge. And for people who maybe aren't well aware of what Radio Lollipop is and what it does, what sorts of things do you bring to the community?
Well, what we do is we have volunteers who go out onto the wards at PMH every night and at our satellites every second night or so, and we go out just entertain the children. We also have a live radio broadcast which goes live 7 days a week, and we're just there to make the kids smile and give them better dreams when they go to sleep.
For the people who are, our Eastern States colleagues, PMH is Princess Margaret Hospital, which is the key children's hospital here in Western Australia. And so the affiliates over East, they're also based in the children's hospitals?
They are based, we're based in both children's and on children's wards in big hospitals.
Fantastic. So you were a country girl yourself. How did, from Kalgoorlie, for those playing at home, how did you, get to know about Radio Lollipop being, a good 7 hours away from Perth?
I actually got involved where I was, had some involvement with the organisation when I was a child in hospital. And then when my sisters moved to Perth, they got involved with it. And then when I moved here finally from Kalgoorlie, I knew there was nothing else I could do but to get involved. So
it's not only a great way to give back to the community, it's also a great way to, start up a communications or radio career or see if that's something that you fancy. You told me you're a comms graduate yourself.
Mm-hmm. I am indeed. And since working with Radio Lollipop, I've been looking at doing possibly my postgrad in radio, which is something I'm really looking forward to.
Very exciting. And of course, like many other not-for-profit organisations, completely run by volunteers, bar one in the nation, one part-timer in the whole of Australia. But of course, you do rely on the generosity of companies and of regular everyday people like you and me to help keep Radio Lollipop going. If people do want to maybe contribute a little bit of spare change, how do they do that?
The easiest way is to jump onto our website, which is www.radiolollipop.org, and you can jump on there and give a donation, or if you're thinking of running your own event or anything to help us out, just get in contact with any of our volunteers. I'm sure somebody or a friend of a friend knows someone, and more than happy to talk to you about that.
And one thing that really struck me when we were having a quick chat earlier was, your facilities, this money that is donated by everyday people does not go on updating your facilities. It doesn't go on maintaining your computers. Every single dollar goes to entertaining the children.
Yeah, that's something we're very proud of, that every dollar that we raise goes to buying new games, more colouring books, more prizes, just, stickers and things like that for the children, so none of it goes to anything else but the kids.
So you heard it here, Radio Lollipop doing some wonderful things in the community, radiolollipop.org for the people who want to donate, or if you want to learn more, you can also go onto our website, which is thecouch.com.au. Thanks for being with us today, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
And it's throwing back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much to Candice and to Sarah and Radio Lollipop. I was going to do an audition with Sarah. I know we're short of time, but Sarah, we've got a makeover, $2,000 makeover we're trying to give away. I'm going to get you. No, I'm not going in that direction. I think you're beautiful. You don't even need it. You probably only need the $50 makeover, I reckon. But this is how we're going to give it away in 3 or 4 weeks' time. We want people to SMS us. Now, I've got to make this very clear. We would love you to SMS us. It is definitely $2,000. Let me tell you what that $2,000 is made up of. Here it is on screen right now. We're giving away $1,000 thanks to Image by Jennifer of Style and Colour Consultation. Angel MS Clothing are giving $200 worth of clothing, which is wonderful. Catherine Colgan, makeup artist, is giving you a $300 makeup over whatever you call it.
Makeover.
Class. Yeah, makeover. Thank you very much. Bee-Baboo are doing your hair, $285. Beauty Queens are doing your nails to the value of $210. And Paleo Rescue are giving you nutrition advice to the value of $120. That's $2,000 in total, just over. Now, this is all you have to do. Put the word makeover on an SMS and send it to 0439 929 929. I'll do that again, and I want people to enter 0439 929 929. The word makeover and your name and your address. We will give that away in 3 weeks' time, no matter what. Even if we only get 50 entrants. It is Mother's Day today, so maybe enter on behalf of your mum, because you couldn't get a better prize. $2,000 worth of makeover. And what person does not like a makeover? You know what? I reckon if I had nails, I'd probably go for the nail thing, because I love it in Bali. Would you like to go for that?
I'm sure I'll be entering and telling all my friends.
Can I get you, in your best radio voice, to throw to the break and say, after the break, Phillip Walley-Stack? Can you do that? Look at this camera here.
Over here, okay, I'm sure I can.
Go for it.
And after the break on the couch, we have Phillip Walley-Stack. Stay tuned.
You did it well. We'll go to a break. We'll be back more.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.
Welcome back to Mother's Day here on The Couch. Hope you're having a beautiful Mother's Day with your mothers. And can I just say, we haven't got time to play Spin It to Win It today because we're right out of time because of our fantastic guest. But someone that is here, and we always make time for us to talk style, is Jennifer Gillson. Over to you, Jenny.
Thank you, Fred. And I'm very excited to have Cathy Wood, who's the founder and director of Ananda, on The Couch with us today. Welcome, Cathy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Back. Now, one of the things I'm really interested in knowing is what led you to the path of Tantra. Because I know for me as a stylist, I started as a young girl loving colours, loving clothing, and not liking what my mother was buying for me. So I used to pinch a sewing machine and start to make clothing. So what started you on your path?
Well, 20 years ago, I visited my local GP. And it's actually a funny story. I was in the middle of a pap smear and he ran off to get a mirror and he said to me, would you like to see your womb as a woman? And I thought he was quite mad. But I went along with it and it was the start of my journey of actually claiming who I was in my femininity.
I can imagine that would have been quite confronting, especially coming from your GP, because it wouldn't have been what you were expecting.
No, he's very alternative. And I also, grew up in a very religious family, so it was actually quite frightening, but I realised that it was very necessary for me to understand who I was.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess one of the things with that as well is learning about your own body, because if you don't know your own body, then how can you work with it? How can you expect somebody else to understand it? Whether that is your lover, your partner, or your GP.
Correct.
You need to let them know what's going on for you. So how did you then step onto the path of Tantra?
I actually ended up going to India and studying, and Tantra is a very worldwide practice. It's been around for thousands of years, and I started to realise that it's more than just great sex. It's actually a way of life. It's not a religion. It's just how we're able to move into life in a greater aspect of our femininity, and also for men, masculinity.
How does it benefit women, and men, but we'll talk about women for the moment, in their everyday life? Like, how can it help them in the day-to-day living?
For women?
Yes.
Well, there's so many things that Tantra teaches us. It teaches us holistic health, breathing, how to empower ourselves as not only women, but also as wives and lovers. So there are many tools and techniques that we can actually practice to become more goddess nature.
So you're saying that it will help us to connect to our everyday life, and important as well is to connect to our partner?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is that something that we've lost, our connection, that we fall in love with someone, we spend the first 6 months, 2 years on that high, then we might get married, get mortgages, get children, and then it goes. What happens?
Yeah, look, over the years I've seen so much in the world of Tantra and also in the human dynamics of relationships. And, what I've found is that women, they are the negative pole, like the negative, and then the masculine's the plus sign. So we are receptive by nature, and we tend to expect our partner to know everything about us, where to touch us, how to love us, when to walk away, when to run. And a lot of guys don't understand that unless women understand themselves and how to teach their partner a little bit more about themselves. So we kind of teach our partner how to become a very good navigator of the map of the feminine.
Which is our own bodies.
Exactly.
I think one of the things that perhaps has been lost through time is we are constantly bombarded with what a good relationship looks like and what we should be doing for each other. But how can we please each other if we don't know essentially what we want ourselves? And I believe that this is where you take men and women too. It's like showing them themselves. Is that right?
Correct. And we have to start. Tantra is a journey of knowing ourselves first, then knowing our partner.
And then if you know what you want, then you can radiate that out, like the movie, you know, what does a woman want?
Yes,
what
exactly. What do women want?
And what does she want? Because I believe we have a little jade egg here. Can you tell us about that? And this is one of the things you use as a tool to teach women about their bodies.
Yeah,
so what is it, Cathy?
Jennifer. So the jade egg is a really famous little secret stone that has been used for thousands of years.
Can I just show the viewers that?
Yeah. It's made out of pure jade. Comes in, this is the standard size. And the Empress in the Imperial Court, she is renowned in the times of back in China of actually using a lot of green jade, because green jade means I love life and it flows through me in abundance. So the egg is what we call a yang stone, and a woman's genitals is called a yin part of her. So we actually balance the sex centre with the stone. So the jade egg gets inserted like a tampon, and you'll notice that there's a hole drilled through the centre, so we thread it with string or dental floss. And women do their pelvic floor exercises with the egg inside them.
So, and there can be many reasons why women need to do the pelvic floor exercises, you know, after having children particularly.
Yes.
Yes. So that, and also in terms of helping their hips and their body recover from childbirth also.
There's many, many reasons the jade egg's been used for centuries. Women become multi-orgasmic. A lot of women find it difficult to feel, especially after they've had a child. Also incontinence, and also just to be able to bring extra energy and awareness and succulence into their body.
One of the things I love as well, it is quite a precious stone, is that we're honouring our own temple as our bodies using a very precious stone as well, which is also precious in value.
Correct.
Now, Cathy, we have some amazing CDs and DVDs. For the viewers, if you'd like to have a look at these, you can go to Cathy's website, which is the Sanctuary of Tantra.com.au, and there's an online shop where you can purchase these. Also, Cathy, I believe you're running some workshops around Australia now, not just in Perth. You're actually also available in Melbourne and also Adelaide, doing couples workshops, and also we are running a workshop together as well, which is very exciting.
It is exciting.
It is, and that's on Master Your Feminine. So viewers, if you would like to learn more about the workshops or buy the CDs or even have a look at a jade egg and get more information, you can go to Cathy's website, or you can go to Image by Jennifer for more information, or as always, you can go to thecouch.com.au. And it's back to you, Fred.
That reminds me, you've got to pop out and get a dozen of eggs. All right. Sorry, Jen. Had to throw that in, Jen. But I do like mine a bit boiled. Anyway, on a lighter note, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Thanks for being part of the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we didn't get time to play Spin It to Win It, but for those people who haven't entered, this is how you do it if you want to be part of Spin It to Win It, and we'll carry over the contestant for next week.
To do is head to thecouch.com.au, sign up as a couchie, and you'll be automatically registered to play. That website again, thecouch.com.au. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much. And that is what the guy tried to say there, Adrian. He did actually say it, but we didn't have the mic up. It was basically, if you want to enter to be part of Spin It to Win It, go to our website, thecouch.com.au, sign up as a couch, and then I'll pick random people every week to come into the studio. That is it. Phillip Walley-Stack is right over there waiting to perform for us. He's on the rock. He's actually on the studio. But thank you very much for watching today, New Zealand and Australia. We'll see you next week. And don't forget, The Couch is now on the web fully every Sunday night at 8 p.m. You can watch the show if you don't have Foxtel or Face TV. We'll see you next week, Australia and New Zealand. Bye-bye.
Standing on the rock, looking over the river, I can see the hills land, on this land. Singing Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. Nyan janang, nyan morat boja. Korban boja. Standing on the rock, looking over the river, I can see the clouds flowing on forever. There's thunder and lightning, rain that's pouring down on my land, on my land, on my land. Singing Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. We'll be dancing round our fires, singing our song lines, kicking up dust until the end of time. End of time, end of time. Singing Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo, Jenning and Bo. Nyan janang, nyan morat boja. Meja guru boja, yala gonga boja, mandi boja. Nyan janang kada morna, nyan janang billion mort. Jenning and Bo.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Cafe Bella Vista Restaurant and Pizzeria. Azito, give it a go with Azito. Refresh Pure Water. And Reading Cinemas, experience the difference.